Hello again. Good evening. One more time, shall we? I guess Facebook and Restream are not liking each other today. We'll try. Let us know that you're out there. Say hello. And we'll get things started. Lady Angela, hi again. Hi, Kathy. Although if you look at, it's not even doing great with YouTube because we're not getting any pictures.
Yeah, Restream is not.
Yeah, it's crazy, crazy. Diana, Kathy, and Laurie. Miss Allie, hello. The Just DC8. Hi, Cam.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is. Hopefully they fix it, though.
Yeah. If you have some Facebook friends out there, you can share the link. Let them know we're over here at YouTube.
All right, so we will just do it on
That's what to do on YouTube.
YouTube. I'm going to go share it a few places because people are probably going to wait for a alert. So let me go share this really quick. Give me a sec here.
Yes, thank you, Angela. We got your package as well, along with Miss Jasmine's as well. Good morning from Scotland. Hello, Laura. One of these days, I've got to visit. Allie loves your haircut.
Oh, thanks.
So do a few other people from the first time we went live.
Give me one sec. Sorry, guys. I know normally this is a pain, but just this way lets people know that we're live at least. And then I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with the Restream. I'm glad it's not just us, though.
Yeah. Hi, Madeline.
Sounds like a lot of people are having some issues.
Yeah, Barbie said Sarah and Jessica were having problems.
Well, I paid for the service, so they need to get with it.
Yes.
All right.
Thrilled about the jelly.
Yeah.
And we got salsa, too. Can't wait to
All
dip into
right.
that.
Hey, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about the issues, but we usually don't go live on Mondays, but we're leaving Wednesday for, wait for it, leadership. So because of that, we decided to go tonight for a quick project. Now, I know a lot of you watch our channel, and this is nothing new, but for the newbies out there, I just wanted to quickly remind you guys that you can experience Couture with us 3 different ways. And have Sean bring up our chat here. Mm-hmm. And I think since we're only on YouTube, you could probably go straight to this one.
Probably good.
Yeah. So you guys, of course, can buy directly on our website. In fact, that is the way we always tell people to buy from us. You'll know it's our website because you'll see my photo in the upper right-hand corner. Now, please keep in mind, we are at the end of a catalog cycle. Our autumn-winter is ending. We will be finding out at Leadership the new catalog and all of the new product, programs, alerts, news. And we will be posting that as much as we can during our time there. But you can shop now. Of course, it's always fun to belong to a community. And we are happy to let you guys know that our Club Couture community is a great community that is full of amazing people that just love to create everything chalk, and we love to spoil those members. In fact, our Club Couture members are just getting their Q4 Happy Mail in the mail today. They've been posting photos. I hope they enjoy it. Every Club Couture member, no matter how you join, gets $4.95 flat rate shipping, $9.95 flat rate Canadian shipping. You also get a promotion every month from Couture. This month's promotion is actually called the Reclaim Defame, which is if you spend a certain amount, you can add a free surface to your cart. So it's really cool. But we also like to give our Club Couture members perks every single month, including Happy Mail, exclusive lives, giving away projects, exclusive promos that we host just to our Club Couture members. Now, the Club Couture is a 3-month commitment, and after that, it's month to month, and you can cancel at any time. The only difference is that first 3-month commitment is if you decide to become a designer, you can get out of that 3-month commitment. Now, of course, the best way, in my opinion, to experience Chalk Couture is to join as a designer. This comes with a couple of different perks, but number one is you will save 40% off everything in the catalog. In addition to that, you also get the ability to earn designer dollars, which is $20 free for every $200 you earn. And as a brand new designer, your first 3 months, you have the ability to double that in designer dollars, which could be up to $480. That's right, in free product. Super fun. Now, before we get started with the project, and I know that was a quick overview of the 3 ways to experience Chalk Couture, and I am holding back a little bit because I know a lot of you are kind of waiting to see what is happening with the catalog before you join anyway. So let's talk quick about some news. Number one, I've gotten a ton of people reaching out to you about paste. So a couple things on paste. There's 2 different things happening with paste. Number one, if your paste is left outside in the cold, it doesn't like that. It's not happy. Try to bring it inside. However, if you are getting paste that is lumpy or cottage cheese, this is not our expectation. And I can tell you that it is being fixed and announced, hopefully at leadership, what exactly is being done. We don't know much besides the fact that the new paste that is coming out is still safe, non-toxic, it's proprietary to just us, and it's creamy dreamy. That's what we know.
Creamy dreamy.
And I may have seen a little sneak peek of it, and I'm excited.
Oh, yes.
But we'll know more this next week. So you want to make sure you are looking for alerts. Also, our new paste singles are coming in new packets. They will not have a little notch at the top, and these are supposedly stronger to where they do not burst in your package. The fact at the end of the day is Chalk Couture guarantees their product 100%. So if you're not satisfied, reach out to me. If you're a Club Couture member or customer, if you're a designer, reach out to them and let them know so we can get you a replacement. Now, the biggest and most important is leadership. So for those of you who do not know, leadership happens every single year. Chalk Couture has 2 main events that they have. ChalkCon, which is during the summer, Leadership, which is during the winter. Leadership and ChalkCon is where we released our 2 main catalogs. So the autumn winter is always released at ChalkCon, and the spring summer is released in Leadership. Next week, we will be in Savannah, Georgia, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So be looking to our channel, both YouTube and Facebook, to hear and see the new catalog, any new products. Usually they introduce new paste colors, of course, new transfers. I've heard surfaces, tools, and new programs are usually launched. So they usually tweak some stuff to our Club Couture program. They might launch new initiatives. I've heard ramblings about catalog distribution and it going out to more people. I can't say much more, but I'm super excited. So make sure you like our Facebook page and you're part of Why Are We Shaking Our Head?
Sorry.
What is happening?
We're good. Keep going.
Okay. He always likes to throw me off because this is what he does. Anyways, so you want to make sure you check there. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to switch some spots here. All right. So we are going to have fun with some different things today. So I'm going to get started. If you have any questions, make sure to let Sean know in bold in the comments. And let's get going. So now a lot of you have asked, why don't you do more Valentine's Day projects? And the fact of the matter is a couple things. Number one, Valentine's Day comes so quick right after Leadership. It's a very short window. We don't decorate for Valentine's Day. And I lost my mom 3 days after Valentine's Day, so it's kind of a bittersweet holiday for me. But that doesn't mean I don't still like to create things around Valentine's Day. Do have one more thing just before you guys head down to the other camera. We aren't doing picture-in-picture right now just because we're experimenting with that. But Sean will come back up every so often to answer questions. If you have questions, make sure it's in caps. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, first of all, let me tell you what we are going to be working with. So today, we're going to be working on 2 different surfaces, but the first is our tag minis. These come in a pack of 6, and all I did was cut these at the joining part here. And I'm going to show you why here in a sec. So instead of tags, we have nice little squares. Now you can do this with really a saw, a table saw, jigsaw. I just ordered a little mini table saw. Well, that will be really good for this and stuff. And we're not really too worried about if it did cut it because we're going to be distressing that anyways. Now, all the links for everything we're going to be doing today are down below. And if not, I will tell you where you can find the product. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, this is all 4 of them cut. I need 4 of them. And I do want to distress my edges. So this is just a little sanding block I got, I think, at the dollar store. It's not an expensive one. And I'm just going to go down and distress this. Now, this is our tags. And they're awesome. I love them. And I use them a lot. What they are is, I don't want to say they're MDF. They're some sort of wood particle board. But this part, which is the wood part, is actually painted on. So, a couple things on that. Number 1 is it will easily come off. But number 2, when you sand it, you'll see you get to almost a cracked board look, which I like for distressing. So I'm going to do this along all of the edges. Oh, and you can use both sides. It's just whatever side you prefer. The wood print is usually stronger on one side than the other. All right, so the other thing is I'm going to distress the corners just a little bit more. And then what we're going to do is take this. This here is the We Are Memory Keepers. It's one of their chumps. They have actually a whole bunch of different ones. Let me grab them. So these guys are a must for Couture designers. This is their main flagship product. What this is made for is for punching holes and then putting in eyelets. And a lot of people use these to punch holes into things to hang it. But they also released these, which are corner punches. This one does a paper. Let me see if I can use this. So this one here, you put it in the corner like this. And this one does just a really nice curve. You can see.
That's just a little...
Yep. At 1/4, and then this one is a 1/2 inch, so it's a little bit more aggressive. We're going to be utilizing this one, the green one. It has 2 different looks. You have one look that does that, and the other look that does what they call, I think, a stub. So, like that. So, we're actually going to be using the Deco one. So what the Deco one is, and let me see if I threw it away already.
It should be right there. I didn't know you needed it.
Oh.
It should be right. That's it. Oh.
Well, I had one ready for you guys to go, but it got thrown away. So I'll just do another one. It's no big deal, Sean. So here it is. We're going to do the Deco, and we're just going to put that in the corner here. And like so. And it does a really nice decorative corner. Let me see if the camera guy can get that focused for you. There we go. So we're going to do that on all 4 different ends. It almost has like a, I want to say, a movie ticket look to it. Just like that. Now the key on this is it has these little doors that come out. And that's how you get it nice and squared in there. So you want to make sure it's in there. But that is the kind of the cool look on it. It gives it this nice Art Deco. Sean can zoom in on that one when I get these other 3 ready. I'm just going to be sanding the sides here. Do it over the garbage so it doesn't make as much mess. Any questions, Sean?
I'm going to go back and look. I would like to say thank you, Kim, for answering a couple of the questions. Nope, no question, Chet.
Cool. So these sanding blocks are pretty cheap. And they are in the autumn, I guess, their home improvement aisle. And for what I use them for, which is just to distress edges and stuff, they work perfect. You can get a other kind of stuff, for example, like fine, or even something like this, which is, what would you call these? Just like pads?
Just, yeah, flexible pads.
Yeah. And the only difference to me is this gives you a little bit of a more of a finer look, but I like a rough distress. So the more distressing, the better.
Yvette has a question.
Yeah.
She says, how much hand strength does it take to use those tools?
These?
Yes.
Not much. I was actually pretty surprised. Obviously, the thicker the item that you're punching, the more force it's going to take. So it's designed, most of their products are designed for heavyweight cardstock, maybe chipboard. I'll have Sean do a corner and he can tell you. Here you go.
Sure. That wasn't too bad. I'd say it's going to, if you have, some arthritis and stuff, it might be a little more difficult. You can use two hands, but of course, if you're not holding onto it, it'll spring out in front of you. But it's not too bad. I'm actually quite surprised.
I will say that the very first few times it is a little bit more on the stiffer side. You have to kind of work with it, but it will start to loosen up after a sec.
So these are called chompers, correct?
Yep, chompers.
I know we are memory keepers.
Yeah, they have chompers and then crocodile. Yep. And they used to have a lot more. I haven't been on their website in a while. And they might be getting more popular now that pocket journaling's back kind of in. I think they kind of stopped making some of them just because of different electronic cutting machines, but I love them.
These blocks that you're using are used a lot for drywall sanding.
How do you know?
That's where I found some of those before.
Oh.
The purple ones. In the sanding area for when you're doing drywall. When it's mudded and you have to mud the drywall.
Yes.
That's what those are for.
So we are going to also go on the top of the wood here and just distress it a little bit. You don't want to need to use a ton of force. It's just getting that nice distress. And I can show you the difference here. One that's been distressed, one that's not. I like the look of distressed, but that is up to you. If you do not want to use a sanding block, you can also just use like ink squares. They work just as good. So like if you have Tim Holtz ink squares or any ink squares really. In fact, on the project I did for my nephew recently, that's how I distressed the gun on his project was I just used, I want to say I used Tim Holtz ink squares. So I'm just going to make sure to, so I'm going to show you how to clean that.
Oh.
You didn't clean it the right way.
Okay, just a minute.
So, Sean does what most people do to clean it and they just hit the machine. You don't want to do that. So if you have one of these, you'll see little pieces go in there. There's actually a little door in the front that opens up and it comes out. Way easier than doing this. All right, so that one looks pretty good. I don't want to distress them too much. And then I just take a baby wipe afterwards and just wipe them down and let them dry because even though it doesn't look like it, there's a lot of dust on it that you just probably put on it. All right, our last one. So this is what it looks like before we do any distressing. I do the distressing first just because it's easier to get these corners than if you're hitting the key. There you go. Now if you have a sander, like an electrical sander like this, you could absolutely use it. Sean got me one that's not it's a back and forth sander versus whatever this is.
This is called an orbital.
Orbital, but this is the way to go in my opinion, because then you can easily just do that. However, not everyone has that, and it's loud and can get kind of dusty. So this is the Dollar Tree way, as I like to say it. Crafting on a budget. So I would love to know in the comments, you can go up test real quick while I'm sanding. I'd love to know in the comments, what are you guys looking forward to from hearing from leadership? Is there a specific product you'd like to see, certain transfers, paste colors? Usually the spring catalog, look at how dusty I am now. They introduce bright colors and... I don't know why you took that.
I'm sorry.
They introduce usually our bright colors and stuff like that. They did retire, send out the retirement list. So, but I hope we get some nice bright pinks and reds and pastel colors for Easter. And I'm really, really hoping for... I know Sean wants a new 4-inch squeegee. There are so many tools. I'm a tools guy. I love me some good tools. So what are you guys looking forward to? We can go back down here real quick.
Looking forward to the new spring colors.
Yep.
More shimmer colors.
I know, right? I hope they release like our own glitter so we can use like our glitter. I would love to see a dryer.
New tools.
New 4-inch squeegee. New, gosh, so many options. All right, we are ready to start chalking. And then these are actually going to go on another surface. So I'm going to put these out of the way for now, and I'm going to show you the two transfers. We're going to start with one transfer. I love this transfer. This is UR, and it's an A-size transfer. What does that mean, Sean?
A transfer. A size means it is a 5x7 for $9.99.
Yeah. And the colors we're going to try to match are in this twine that I got, I think at Joann's. Now I have in this one, which is kind of a craft color. It's right in between Dune and Camel. You can see here, it's not a perfect match. It's closer to Dune than it is Camel. But this is why I save my
empty jars
is I can kind of create that custom color. So we're going to put one little thing of Dune and just a little bit of the Camel. Now, Camel was and is an in vogue color, and I think it might already be out of stock, but I do have heard that it will be coming back a short time before it's officially retired. Of course, I don't know when that will be, but because a lot of people are asking about it. So I just want to get it as close to possible as I can. I think it needs a little bit. What do you think? It's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
We'll just add a little bit more.
Jennifer Smith, I love spring colors. When will the starter kit change to Easter? I don't think
so. The starter kit will change when we get a new catalog. So every time we get a new catalog is when our starter kit usually changes. And it won't, I'm not sure if it will have Easter because at first it will be all of the new spring designs. They very rarely put holiday items in a new starter kit with the exception of fourth quarter. They will put some holiday Christmas ones in there. But I don't think I've ever seen, you'll see spring ones. Like you might see spring minis. Like you'll see, for example, last year we had all these little tiny squares that had a chick and a bunny and rain clouds and flowers, and it was a spring theme, but it wasn't necessarily an Easter theme. But you will see stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to get our transfer ready. This is UR, so this is an A-size transfer. And we do need to get our fuzzing cloth out for this. And the reason we need to fuzz this, a couple reasons. Number one, it's brand new. I've never used it. But number two, A brand new transfer is sticky, and because we're using it on a surface that has that wood grain that's been painted on, it can easily lift that. All right, so we need to divide this into two because this is going to go too long, and I don't want it to cut in the middle of this. So I'm actually going to line up my first one and see how much room I have. Let's see. So if you ever have a hard time wondering where your outline is, I'm going to show you a trick that I discovered a long time ago when I first started. I use an LED light pad. Now, this one just happens to be the Cricut, but any will work. You can find these as low as $19 on Amazon. It basically just needs the one setting. But what I love about it is you'll be able to see the outline of your surface so you know exactly where things line up. So like in this case, we can see if our entire centimeter, because this will be a pretty tight fit. Let's see. I think I want it to go up just a little. And then we're going to actually use the other one for down there. But I'm going to do that one here in just a sec. So we got to keep the words together. So this is the UR, and then this one will be... you know what? Can I have that back, Sean? I think, actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to change it up on us. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do a multiple layer here. So we're going to start with the coffee to my donut. And we want this to go up as far as we can. And then we got the twinkle in my eye down here. So that way we can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these because they're going to get attached here anyways. And flip them over. And use some of our blue placement tape, which I think I have an open one. I do. So let's just attach these right there and there. There we go. All right, now I can line it up without the UR, because we'll do that on the actual board that we'll put it on. Perfect, and then we can do this down a little bit. So we'll still... Actually, I'm going to still go up then. Placement's everything, everyone. Take your time. There we go. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll do the rest down below. So, I want to separate them all. This UR and the bead of mine will be in white. So we're going to use the pink, the color we just came up with, which is kind of oops, sorry, Sean, I keep unplugging that. I think it's caught. Sean, it's caught.
Oh,
that's why I'm asking. Thank you. All right. And I think I'm going to use, what's a good pink color? I think I'm going to use Couture Coral. It's got that nice, or Raspberry Sorbet. Ooh, raspberry sorbet. I love it. All right, so let's start with... And we're going to start with the... Make sure there's nothing. We can move this out of the way for just a quick section. So... And we're going to separate each one by what it's basically saying. Now, if you are a little nervous because these are so close, just use the placement tape to block out the rows that you are not working with. So right now we're just working with the coffee to my donut. So we can put down this placement tape right there. So that way, if we do use this and we accidentally go off of it, it hits the placement tape and not the transfer. And gives you a little bit of insurance. We like insurance. So then I can remove this. See? Now, the next one is the spring in my step. So I'm going to just block out this just to be a little on the safe side. And this one, I think I'm going to use raspberry sorbet. And then the last one is going to be the twinkle in my eye. And that one will use this nice color we've created, which is a little bit of camel and a little bit of dune. Okay, as you're lifting, if you have any, it depends on if you want a distressed look or not. As you're lifting, if there's distress like there, spring in my step, I like it this way. Can you zoom in and show them that? Can. Thank you. So if you don't like that distressing, you can put it back down and fix it. All you have to do is place it back down on your stuff. Grab that color you're working with. The reason why it did it is my raspberry sorbet is a little on the thick side. But you just literally place it back down and then lift up again. And it filled in where it didn't. But I kind of like the distressing. So I'm going to have Sean dry that. And then we can work on the bottom here.
Okay. I'm going to mute while I do that. All right. So just a quick look on how he's cleaning the transfer a little bit. Just running some run water using a dry erase or an eraser board eraser, sorry. And then of course then using our Enviro sponge that we receive. Sometimes it gets a little glitter if there was any, or actually the white. Some of the white paint from the board came off and it stuck to the other side, so using that would work to clean that.
All right, so we want to use this right away. So what we're going to do is we are going to use a 4-inch squeegee. This is something I know Sean hopes that gets updated, because this squeegee actually isn't a squeegee per se like our other squeegees. Our other squeegees are like a silicone. And this is more of a rubber. It just isn't as flexible, and it stains easier, and it doesn't in my opinion, line up with the rest of our squeegees. So hopefully we get an update soon. Hopefully. And they've hinted in the past about, because Sean has made it very much known that he would love to see a 4-inch silicone on our tour of Chalk Central. And they didn't say it was coming. They just said, oh, well, hopefully next catalog your wishes come true or something like, I don't know what they said.
Yeah, it should, if they do it, it should be like the angled squeegee, but in the shape with a handle.
Yes.
Of the 4-inch.
Okay, so here we are. Now, anytime you're going to use your a transfer back to back after washing and drying it, we want to make sure this level is really dry. And if you want to, some people don't see the need, but you can put your in this case, the backing sheet, just to give you a little extra protection. So this one is Twinkle in My Eye, the Blue in My Sky. So we're going to bring this down as close as we can to the top. Let's see, Twinkle in My Eye, the Blue in My Sky. I think right about, what do you think, right about there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to wash my hand real quick.
So the first one we're working on, so we did the red, the raspberry, and then our own mixture of color. I'm going to put this here just to protect it. So I'm going to go back to, let's do the red, the milk to my cookies, and then I don't want to do raspberry sorbet again because the raspberry was here. So let's do, I think I'm going to do, the last one we did was, not that. I want to do this one in red. Cheese to my macaroni. So that means the bottom was that. Let's do raspberry sorbet at the top. Why not? Then we can do the milk to my cookie in this color that we kind of created. Now what's nice about this transfer is it has some distressing in it already. So it's meant to look a little distressed, which I love because that way if you do make a mistake, you can be like, oh, it was part of the design. Which in reality, I love you guys know me, I love distressed look. But I know some people out in the world don't. All right, we do not want it to hit the beat of my heart because that's going to be on the board. So we're just going to use some more. Grab my mini squeegee, which is my go-to. Everyone has a favorite squeegee. What's yours, Sean?
I like the mini, then the small, then the multi.
Yep.
Haven't used the detail yet for it.
It's awesome.
That's really small.
Oh, that looks so good. All right, I'm going to go wash this a final time. We can let Sean dry that, and then I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to dry this real quick. There we go. So I'm going to kind of talk about that question that Joanna did. Would you use ink or paste on a lampshade? You could use both. You could use paste because paste can go on there. A lampshade's never going to be washed. although it could get dusty if you're trying to wash it or even just dust it, and if something hard got to it, could chip off a little bit. So if you do ink and you have a way to heat press it on or heat set it with an iron, easy press or something, you could use ink as well. At least if you did ink, it then becomes permanent once you did that. If you used ink and just let the heat from the lamp it's putting off, it still will not be permanent, but it would probably be a little better than paste. But you could use both. And he left me. Oh no! This should be fun. Where's our spinner board? There's our spinner board. Ask away, Jennifer. We'll try our best. Kim will help out, or whomever knows the answer can answer for you. So, no problem. That's why we're here.
All right, we are done with that transfer. So I'm going to put... How do we think it turned out, Sean?
I think it turned out really cool.
Nice, Sean? All right. So we're going to use that transfer again in just a sec. But we're going to bring out my next transfer we're using. And the same thing as we did on this one, we are going to go ahead and do a temporary tape on here just so it stays in place. So these will end up on another surface. I'll show you in a sec. But I'm going kind of for a distressed palette look. So we want to keep our colors the same. I'm going to start with our fuzzing cloth. Now, a lot of people have said, do I need to use the fuzzing cloth? And can I use something else? Do you wash it? Because it says you shouldn't wash it. So here's the down low on this. The fuzzing cloth was designed specifically for our transfers. If you were going to use anything besides our fuzzing cloth, number one, I would use something that does not have loose fibers because they will get stuck on your transfer. If you're going to use your jeans or your shirt, which you can, make sure if you have animals, you have checked for dog hair, because if we were to use it, even though Sean's shirt looks pretty clean, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, and dog hairs are the one thing that will block your transfer, and you'll have a little line going through it. A lot of people say, do you wash your fuzzing cloths? We do. We actually wash them even before we use them. We don't use any. We actually use Norwex's chemical free or whatever it's called. But if you don't get that, you just want something that's gentle, that doesn't have a lot of cleaning solids in them, and then we dry them. They will shrink a little, but we always wash ours, because if not, once again, a brand new fuzzing cloth out of the package will have loose fibers. It will. All right, so there you go. All right, let's go back down here. We're going to line this up. So I'm going to grab my LED pad again.
What are you looking for? Oh,
LED pad.
Sorry.
All right. Just so I can see the placement, since this is going to go a little bit off. Right about... there we go. Don't really want that to hit on that because it will pool. All right. So on this one, let's have some fun and start with, I think I'm just going to use the red and the raspberry sorbet. Let's start with the raspberry sorbet in the middle. Or wait, no, we're starting with candy apple in the middle, sorry. And then I think I'm just going to do some random candy apple in different places. Grab the raspberry sorbet. And we're just going to circle that on the outside. Not worry too much about placement. We know I'm going to pick up some red and some other pink. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a small squeegee. Let me see if I can get this a little bit in the center for you. And then I'm just going to take the squeegee in place and move the surface around. And that's to pick up any of the last minute paste we have. Just like that. And then I always like to take another squeegee and get the excess, because if not, you might have what's called a harsh line. And a harsh line You want to try to avoid if you can. What's a harsh line, Shawnee?
Harsh line is where as you're pulling or you're spreading your paste and you keep going and there's the excess of it along the edge as you're bringing it down. That's a very harsh line. Even though it seems like it wouldn't be there, it'll go right through that as you're pulling, and then you see this line in your design, which you don't want. So make sure those are all gone.
So I'm going to go wash this so I can show you a couple things. I want to show you, number one, how I clean transfers, but also if you get something like this that has that wood grain on the back of it, that will sometimes happen, how you can get rid of that. So Sean will walk you through what I'm doing.
Okay, we're going to pop over to the sink here real quick. Of course, you're going to want some running water. On this one, you'll want to definitely use cold water because it helps, and especially even when you're using like glitter or the shimmer paste. If it's left behind, cold water works well. Get the bulk off first, like he's doing. Just get it bulk off without doing anything to it. Take your board eraser, make sure it's soaking wet, and do the front side first. Go ahead and take it from one end to the other. Just remember, there are some of the paste colors or ink colors that can stain, and if you don't get to it right away, it may not come off, but it does not ruin your transfer. He'll do the other side, and then we'll flip it here in just a moment. Sometimes you can go over and over and over a little bit, and some of that stain may come off, but not always, so don't freak out if it doesn't come off. It still works just fine. Now that we're on the other side, we're going to take what we can with the board eraser. It'll only take off so much. That wood stain is on there. So this is the Norwex Enviro sponge. It is a sponge and like a green scratchy type material. So you're going to take that. There's the white stuff from the board and just use it. Cold water and just go back like he's doing one way to the other side and just keep going. A little added pressure. Not a lot. Don't keep going in one spot a lot over. Eventually you will make the stickiness come off and you can't replace it. So just keep going until all of that comes off. It may not come off 100%, but it can take off quite a bit of it, so it's much better. So there you go. Just like that.
Just like that. So the Enviro sponge. So I get people ask all the time, do you have to use that? I've used a wide variety of things to try to get tough things off of transfers. The two things that our board erasers cannot get off our transfers sometimes is our own shimmer paste, glitter, and wood stain. So something like this where they've painted wood on it and it's lifted. You can go all day long, it's not going to come off. The reason I use the Enviro sponge, and I am not a rep for Norwex, I don't make money off them or anything. The reason I use the Enviro sponge is I have tried using a green scrubby, a kitchen sponge, everything, and they've damaged my transfers. For whatever reason, the Enviro sponge specifically will remove everything without harming the transfer. I also, open disclosure, use their window cloth a lot. Norwich just has really good product and it's very gentle. And that's why I use it.
I did tell him if you use the Enviro in one spot over and over and over, eventually it could come off, but you do it all evenly, pressure all the way around, all over it. Sharon got her ready. Sharon got her ready.
Yay! All right, so we have both of our back and front done. We do need to use our other transfer here to finish it, but what we are going to be utilizing it on is our Bistro spinning board. And the way that this works is it comes like this. You just unscrew the top like so. It will come out, and then you have the nice flat surface. So before we do anything, these are going to get affixed here, but on this front one, we do need the missing part that says you are and heartbeat. So I'm going to grab this. Now remember, this is soaking wet. We just cleaned it. So I'm going to grab a 4-inch squeegee. Now, if you do not have a work area that allows you to put it directly on your table, use our self-healing cutting mat and use that, because this way you know it's not going to get stuck to this. It will easily come up. I've actually left one on overnight and it came up just fine. So squeegee the water out, grab your fuzzing cloth, dry, dry, lift, dry, and then on an A size transfer, I just put it on one side, fold it over, just like that.
Yeah, sorry, Devin. We don't know what's going on with Facebook. It's not working with our restream.
Devin wants to know if he was kicked out of the club. So on our Club Couture, we audit that every quarter. So if for some reason you were on pause status or no longer a Club Couture member, you could have gotten kicked out. If you got kicked out and your name, so basically what he's speaking about is our Club Couture group is an exclusive group for our members. So we audit that to make sure that only members are in there. So if people get kicked out, it's usually because they're no longer a member or their name didn't match in the back office. So reach out to us and Sean can get that fixed.
Yep.
All right, let's go back down here. Okay, so this is going to end up going right kind of in the middle. So you are needs to go at the top and then Beat of My Heart will be at the bottom. So I'm just going to utilize the spinning board itself. And you know what? I'll draw. This was in center. Okay. Just had to make sure placement-wise it worked for me.
Right at the tippy top.
So once again, this is where you can get into a spot where you're like, ooh, I don't know where the edge of my surface is. So I really, really highly suggest getting some sort of LED mat because it will easily show you what you're working with underneath. And you can get these pretty, I think we got ours on Amazon, not this one, but another one for, I want to say, it was a Black Friday deal, but it was 15, regularly was 19, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to put tippy top.
Literally at the tippy top.
Tippy top. All right. So once again, just going to block it out using some placement. And this time I'm going to use bright white. I get so freaking excited for leadership and ChalkCon. It'll be a little different because it is social distance and we can't photos and hugs and stuff, but the new product alone gets me all excited. Oh, look at that. All right.
Nice.
So we do need part on the bottom, which is going to be down here. So I'm going to see kind of where I am. You are same thing. Okay. You know what? I'm going to dry that first. We've been getting a lot of questions on using a dryer versus a craft tool. I personally like a hair dryer. I'm not a fan of using a craft heating tool just because I've ruined some transfers that way. Thank you, Sean. However, you can. I know Jessica uses it. I think
A couple other people do.
yeah, but I just like a hair dryer. I think it's better, but we'll see.
I like it because one, it has more forced air than your other ones, and plus it's not as hot. You have a less chance of ruining anything. Because believe me, if you got too close to your chalk, you can boil it, burn it.
Yeah, you can.
It can
We've done
happen.
it before.
It'll get so hot that it'll literally just lift right off the or flake off the board that you're using. So Kim is asking, what rank do you get to? Yeah, it has to be mentor and above but you have to reach mentor in December. You have to be a mentor in December to go to a January leadership.
In quarter
correct?
4.
In quarter. So somewhere in quarter 4 at the end, you have to be mentor. Thanks, Angela.
All right, so I'm gonna dry this one last time, and then we can put this all together. So while I am drying this, I'm gonna grab this and a battery. This is, we'll show you here in a sec, but this is one of my favorite must-have tools, which is the Ryobi hot glue gun, Ryobi one that has the interchangeable batteries, and it's a must, in my opinion. All right, so I'm going to turn that on, and then we're going to dry this, and we're going to glue it together.
So this is what the angle squeegee is. Think of this as a 4-inch squeegee with a handle. We believe this is what it should look like.
Yeah. Okay, so while that's heating up, why don't I explain to you what the Creative Kickstart is? So right now we have 3 transfers that you can buy at regular price. They're B-size transfers, so that means they're 8.5 by 11 and they're $14.99. These transfers are only available during the month of January or until they sell out. Now, you can earn for the first time these transfers for free by submitting a qualifying order, anywhere between $75 to $125. You can earn 3 of them and add them to your order. So once these are gone, they are gone. I really, really love these transfers because they all are based around kind of a new start, a new year, climbing the mountain and succeeding. So they're, I think, a home run compared to years past, but you can only get them during this month. So this month, the promotion really is the Creative Kickstart. You can earn all 3 for free. And as a Club Couture member, you can earn a Reclaim to Fame for free.
Yes, you can. I think it's $150 in sales.
Yes, I do believe so. It is limit 1 per account, though.
Yes.
Keep that in mind.
Yes.
All right. So as that's heating up, we'll grab some ribbon. We're going to add some decorative stuff to this Bistro spinning board. We have some twine. We have some ribbon, all sorts of stuff. And we'll do some at the bottom here and at the top. But it doesn't take long for this stuff to heat up, surprisingly.
Not too bad.
It'll be exciting to see what new advancement or what we hear about is coming. And I know Sean really, really wants a 4-inch squeegee.
Rose. Hi, Rose. Vroom. Gotta love that last name.
Ooh, I love that name.
She says, can you remind my old boss that I loved? He was the branch manager at the bank we worked at.
Aww.
Because that's what you did. You were a bank manager.
Did.
He was a bank manager too, and everybody loves him.
Oh, I wouldn't say everybody.
Well, the bulk of them did.
Yeah, well. As a manager, you have good days and bad days, and you have... It's a hard job.
Yeah.
Alright, so as it's heating, I am just going to put a bow on the bottom, and then we'll do some stuff on top. Now, I'm putting a bow... Oh,
I was just showing you
gotcha.
as you were doing it.
So I'm putting a bow on here, but I want to make sure you guys know, if you put a bow down at the bottom, and it's a thicker bow and you're tying it in place, it is going to stop the ability for this to spin on its own, which I'm okay with. If you do not like that, you can add it to...
These part spins?
What?
This?
What?
You said it'll keep this from spinning. Or,
Yeah.
Oh, because it's going to be too tall?
It's because it's too tight in between the base and this. See? So, you just want to make sure you don't do it too tight. So, basically you're looking at this piece here. If you're going to put a ribbon here, I don't know if you guys can see that. So you want to do it underneath here. Can you go up closer so they can see?
Yes, I can.
Because some people will put it down here. You don't want to. The spinning part is going to be here. So make sure you don't get this. So you're going to be okay with it underneath this bar here. But you don't want any ribbon really to go up above this because it's going to stop it from, you can see right here when I put it in. There we go. So any ribbon above there, you can see where it could potentially get an ability of it spinning. So just keep that in mind when you're making your ribbons and stuff. Okay. Is this ready to go? I think this is ready to go. It is. We're good. So we can do that in just a quick sec. All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down. Start on this one. I'm just going to add some hot glue. Doesn't take a lot. So if you accidentally got a little bit of paste up on the, you can actually get paste up on the ridge. I'm gonna just kind of clean that up. So this is the detail tool Sean was talking to us about. And I just got some up on the ridge there, so we're just gonna clean that up. Look at that, that's so cute. All right, and now we can flip this over. And grab the Love You. All right, so now that we have this on, before we do our ribbon, we can put this back in. So I'll have Sean go to a different camera view so you guys can see this. So essentially the way this works is there is a hole in the bottom of this, and it just gets put right there. And then you're just gonna line it up with the hole in the top and screw it into place. So this up here, you want to be careful. Once again, if you screw this down too tight, it won't spin as freely. So you just want to make sure. I always just twist it until, and depends on how easily you want it to spin. That's not good.
So a quick question. It's a good question. Once you hot glue, are you able to take it off later? You probably could, but you'll probably ruin the board.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go back down to this camera view. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick bow for the front using this. And I think I'm going to use some of this. So all I did was take a ribbon and place a little bit of glue, and then that part will go on this back part, and then I can kind of see how big of an overlay I want on this one. So I need a little bit more of this stuff. Let's see. Let me see. There we go. A little bit. So my little secret is, well, I guess it's not secret. I'm sure everyone does this. Joanne will always, always, always have ribbon after Christmas. Go get the red, the solid colors, black, green. They're versatile year round, and it will be 80. I think it's right now 80% off. Do not pay full price for a ribbon ever, 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 unless you absolutely have fallen in love with it. But it will be at a cheaper price.
Yep.
Always. All right. And then I prefer getting the ribbon that has wire in it. Just because you can then manipulate it, the bows afterwards. Which I need. Not everyone needs that. Some people are beautiful bow makers. I am not one of them.
You need new scissors.
I do need new scissors.
Jennifer says, by the way, rubbing alcohol will loosen hot glue. Good to know.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that.
The things we learn during our lives.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm just going to take this twine and try to get it as much in the center. We're going to do it in a pretty tight knot. And remember that this stuff is got the wire in it, so we're going to be able to manipulate it after the fact. You could also tie it with a very smaller string, like a baker twine.
Baker twine, yeah.
But I want these to kind of plop down. So there we go, and that's pretty much in the center. And then if you have any of this kind of stuff that's in the back, I just take my scissors and cut them kind of at an angle.
Fatima says, bows are my nemesis. And Barbie says she'll send us some bows.
I am just not good at bow making. I mean, I've gotten better. I don't want to say I'm not good. And people have sent me, like, I had a whole bunch of scissors I brought back here. I've had people send me, like, bow maker stuff, and I just need to learn it, but... All right, so I'm going to cut these, but I'm going to let you know right now, you're going to need a... something on the end to keep them together. So whether that you cannot, a lot of people say, oh, just burn it. This one doesn't have any wax in it.
No, it's not made of nylon.
Yeah, it's not made of nylon. So what I do is I usually just do a little bit of super glue. So what I do is just...
Barbie's a florist by trade.
Oh,
yeah, you guys can do... You florist people, man, they're just so awesome.
You florist people.
They're so awesome.
So once I'm done cutting it, I just place it in a little bit of super glue. Twist it. And then just hold it for a few seconds. And it will automatically, especially this stuff, it's a
quick set.
It's a quick set. It does not take much. So once again, I cut. Dip it in super glue. Scrunch it together.
Don't touch your fingers.
Let it dry. Just like that. Bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have super glue left over and it dries, I'm telling you right now, our paste scraper
Works great.
is amazing.
Good reason to have it.
Yes.
It's hard nylon. It won't really scratch anything.
All right, so this last thing is going to be placing it. So this is where I was kind of saying that if you place it too high, it's going to hit it. If you place it too low, it's going to look weird. So you just want to make sure your placement is... Where do you think I should place it? Make it not spinning and just do that, or down below? Or get rid of this completely?
Maybe get rid of that.
Man, I tied that good. Get my pokey tool out. Or my detail tool.
Pokey pokey no jokey.
I will say this one isn't as sharp where it will hurt, but it won't pierce you like the...
Like a real one does.
Yeah. I don't know if that's why they did that or what. Because I almost sometimes wonder like if we had like the metal one, if it would be... Because there are times where my detail... Like I need that.
It's going to cut it?
Yep. It's not cooperating, Sean. Man, this is some good wire ribbon. There it goes. Oh yeah, I can already tell. Right there. What do you think? Right there? Or do you not even?
What about in the
or
middle
you
of
don't
this?
even like you don't even think a bow should go on there, huh? You like the simplicity of it without a bow?
What do you think? Look.
Yeah,
That's without.
I do. We can use this bow for something else. I really like the simplicity of it.
Brenda said she received her order and got a scraper in it. I didn't even order it.
They were adding gifts to a lot of things because
Yep.
things were taking so long.
Yep, that's probably right.
That could be it. There are times, I'm not going to lie, that sometimes you just get a little bonus.
Saying thank you.
Yeah. All right, so no bow. No bow.
Love it.
Ooh, you know what? We could do these from our Be Merry kit.
No.
Sean hates it.
No.
What if we did it down below? Nope.
No.
Nope. Sean likes simplicity. You know what would look good? Let me see if I have it. I'll be right back.
Everybody says no bow.
No bow, but I might have something else. No bow.
Don't know. We'll see.
Don't know what.
Don't know what you're going to get.
Well, I might not get anything because it's... I'm trying to see if I have it.
A little itty bitty bow? Yeah. Maybe. That could work. Up in the corner. Like up here somewhere.
Oh, wait. Maybe it's in here.
What are you looking for?
You just wait, Mr. Sean. You just wait. Oh. I had some nice red chevron like this, but I can't find it. And you could put it along the bottom here. But I can't find it now. Where'd it go?
Yeah. I see how that might work, but
But where'd it go?
I don't know. Not the keeper.
You're not the keeper of all the things?
Not the keeper of all bows and ribbons.
The ribbons? Well then. Wonder if it's in here. No. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check one other place. We could do... What if we just did this along the bottom? I'm gonna have a hard time explaining Sean to do this because he really likes the simplicity of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll leave it. I also have this.
No, it doesn't match anything.
It matches everything.
Oh, kind of, sort of.
What do you mean, kind of, sort of? Let me see. No. All right, I'm leaving it. Oh, when you're a minimalist, which I'm not, but I'm trying to be. Actually, I do like it. Just like that. All right, Johnny, you can show it off. We're done. Capiche?
Capiche. You spin me round, round, baby, right round.
All right, let's show them from above. That's so cute. I love it. Cool. Well, awesome, guys. Sorry that Facebook's having issues. I'm going to research that as soon as I get off here. We will be live tomorrow for our last live before leadership. Leadership updates will be happening in our Club Couture group for our Club Couture members, on our Facebook page, which is Ken's Creations, or Chalk Couture, Ken's Creations, and on our YouTube channel.
That is correct.
As soon as I have the catalog in my hot little hands and I have free time, I will share it with you guys. As soon as they give us the physical catalog, a digital catalog will be released. I will be posting a link for those of you who want to order a catalog from us. I do think they are going to announce some sort of incentive giving catalogs out. I don't know this to be a fact, but I feel like they heard from a lot of designers saying that Club Couture members should automatically get it as part of their membership. Designers, customers maybe that have spent a certain amount, get it shipped. So I'm waiting to hear. But for those of you, if you're not part of our club and want to order one, we will have a link ready to go as soon as we can. So you can order a catalog. We usually send out around 200 right when it first launches. And this catalog will go for 6 months. So usually February, March, April, May, June, July, usually goes through till the end of August. So.
About so, yep. Jennifer, I know she's kind of new to this channel here. We're normally live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Correct.
From time to time on Monday, from time to time on Friday.
We try to just do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because Friday is kind of our catch-up day, and Monday is kind of our starting off the week and getting things going and stuff like that. So we try to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we try to go streaming live both on Facebook and YouTube. For some reason, our restreaming software is having issues today, it seems, for everyone, and that's what the problem was. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone, thanks for joining, and have a good night.
Bye, everybody.